Hello and welcome to Cricket Happenings, dear friends and subscribers. Well, on this cricket show, I would start off with the news by saying that India have already clinched a spot in the finals of the Nidahas Trophy T20 Tri-Series, where today, in the fifth match of the Nidahas Trophy, they beat Bangladesh by 17 runs and booked their spot. So now it will be very eagerly awaited when Friday it's a virtual semi-final that will be played between Sri Lanka, the host, and Bangladesh, and that will decide as to who would meet India in the finals of the Nidahas Trophy T20 Tri-Series in Sri Lanka. So I'll be talking about that match that happened, and we'll also have a look at a dress rehearsal match. As you know, New Zealand have never hosted a day-night match with a pink ball, and they are on the verge of doing that at Eden Park in Auckland in the first test match between England and New Zealand. And so right now there was a match which was played. I mean, the match is it's a two-day match, which is the New Zealand 11 are playing England, and the New Zealand 11 made 376 for 9. The feature being two centuries, the wicketkeeper batsman Tom Blandell hitting a century, and Kyle Jamieson, a new bloke, smoking a century, which really surprised everybody, but he really showed that some very good stroke making, one thought, and he also showed what a good batsman he could be. Kyle Jamieson, his name. Okay, and as far as Pakistan Super League was concerned, Fakhar Zaman played a sort of a thunderous knock, I would say. He made 90 odd runs of just I think 54. I have to just check that, but he was the one who got a consolation victory for the Lahore Qalandars when they actually toppled Quetta Gladiators in their match. And Quetta Gladiators definitely had a lot of good players in the ranks, but still they could not pick the post. But first let's get on to the Nidahas Trophy T20 in Sri Lanka, where, as I said, the fifth match of the Nidahas Trophy was played today. India were taking on Bangladesh. It was at Colombo, and India were the ones who actually batted first on this wicket. Now, batting first, Rohit Sharma, the captain, who definitely a long innings was overdue from him, and Rohit Sharma knew it perfectly as the captain of the team that he had to lead from the front. And he did lead from the front today, as he started off in a very sober fashion, telling Shikhar Dhawan to go for his strokes, and he had just collected 20 odd runs in a very leisurely manner. But after that, what Rohit Sharma showed was his rich repertoire of strokes, and the strokes started flowing. But with Dhawan cracking 35. As usual, of 27, that is 5 fours and 1 6 before being bowled neck and crop by Rubel Hussain. The score read 70 for 1 in the 10th over. Suresh Raina came in, just I would say briefly settled a bit, but after that, Raina, as you know, he's someone who likes to show his pyrotechnics, and when he swings the ball on the leg side, it really sails for boundaries and sixes. That was, but the other end, Rohit Sharma was simply ballistic, and things were going on. I mean, from after the 10th over till the 14th over, one thought that there was a bit of a control. With the score on 70, Rohit Sharma was just taking it a bit easy, not really rushing into some strokes. But what happened in the last 6 overs was what was talked about, because Rohit Sharma was simply smashing the ball all across the park. Abu Haider was taken in his 4 overs. He leaked 43 runs. Let us see if anyone made the debut today. No, I don't see anyone making the debut, but they have played only a few matches. Inexperienced, so to say. Abu Haider was smashed for 43, in fact, and even Mustafizur Rahman was not spared. He was also hit for a beautiful square leg 6 by Rohit Sharma. At the other end, Suresh Raina was not leaving an opportunity. He was also hitting the ball in a ferocious manner, and India rattled 74 runs in the last 6 overs, which was really splendid stuff. 10th over, they're 9.5 over, 70 for 1, and then a partnership between Suresh Raina and Rohit Sharma totally taking the wind out of the sails of the Bangladeshi bowlers as Rohit Sharma smashed 89. He was run out eventually by Rubel Hussain for 89 of 61 deliveries, which contained 5 fours and 5 sixes, and also a welcome return to form, and also showing that he was leading from the front. Suresh Raina smashed 47 of 30 deliveries, 5 fours and 2 sixes. Dinesh Karthik was not out on 2. And India, as I said, in the last 6 overs, they kept the wickets on hand and kept smashing. And that's what. And finally, the end result was India posted 176 for 3 other 20 overs. Abu Haider was really taken to the cleaners. 4 overs for 43. Nasrul Islam 4 overs none for 27. Rubel Hussain 4 fours 20. I thought Rubel Hussain bowled a good line. He also picked up 2 wickets. Mustafizur Rahman also got a bit of tap. 4 overs none for 38. Mehdi Hasan Miraj 3 overs was clattered for 31, especially when Suresh Raina and Rohit Sharma were at the crease. Mahmudullah 1 over none for 9. Now Bangladesh were given a target of 177 runs to win from their 20 overs. Now Rohit Sharma decided that today he decided that Mohammad Siraj was playing today at the end. Mohammad Siraj was not really getting the ball up to speed, I would say, because he was really scattering the ball all over the place, but he was quite pacey as well. But it all started with Washington Sundar bowling from the other end, and that was a good ploy on the part of Rohit Sharma, one thought. Look at what happened. Liton Das the other day totally lighted the stadium, as you would remember, against Sri Lanka, but not to be today, as Liton Das was lured in by Washington Sundar, who slipped the ball short and wide, and Liton Das was coming down the wicket, and it was all over. Dinesh Karthik, he missed it, and Dinesh Karthik whipped off the bails in a flash, and Liton Das was walking back to the pavilion. Stumped Karthik bowled Washington Sundar, the right-arm off spinner, for 7 of 7 deliveries, 1-4, which made the score 12 for 1, and Washington Sundar was the one who was making a sort of a real dent into the Sri Lankan innings, as he picked up next the wicket of Soumya Sarkar. Now that was also wonderfully done. Soumya Sarkar probably never expected the ball to straighten as he came forward to play a stroke, and in the process the ball straightened and hit the stumps, and that was the floater that normally the stock ball of the right arm off spinner Washington Sundar. He's just I think he's 17 years old, if I'm not wrong, Washington Sundar, but tremendous bowling from Washington Sundar, right arm off. So that made it 35 for 2 in the 4th over. And then Tamim Iqbal, who was looking good with 27 of 19, with 4 fours and 1 6, also met his fate at the hands of Washington Sundar, when Washington Sundar clean bowled Tamim Iqbal for 27 to really put this Bangladeshi innings into a real spin with the score on 40 for 3 in the 6th over. Mahmudullah came in and Mushfiqur Rahim was there at the crease. Mahmudullah, well, he was doing, he made 11 runs of 8 balls with 2 fours, but probably trying to up the tempo. In the process, he wanted to probably loft Yuzendra Chahal for a 6, but it did not really work out as Rahul took the catch in the deep. He was gone for 11, which made the score 61 for 4. And then it was Mushfiqur Rahim at the crease, and he was the danger man for India for sure. And he definitely was proving that by playing some real array of strokes, and he was also playing the spinners in a very confident and in a very aggressive manner. At the other end, it was Sabir Rahman at the wicket. Sabir Rahman did his job, and as long as Mushfiqur Rahim and Sabir Rahman were at the crease, hope was definitely there, as they were doing a good job. From 61 for 4, Bangladesh recovered to take the score on to 126. So that was basically a nice recovery, which added 65 runs. But Sabir Rahman this was the knuckle ball from Shardul Thakur, as he clean bowled Sabir Rahman for 27 of 23 balls, 2 fours and 1 6. That time the score at 126 for 5. They were in the 17th over, 3 more overs were left, and it was definitely a big task, even though Mushfiqur Rahim was the kid. But Mushfiqur Rahim kept hitting. He tried his best, but Mehdi Hasan Miraj his wicket was claimed by Mohammad Siraj, and Mushfiqur Rahim definitely he fought valiantly, and in the end his score was an unbeaten 72 of just 55 deliveries. 8 fours and 1 6. He really lacked the support that he wanted in the end. And finally, India restricted the Bangladeshis to 159 for 6 to sail into the finals of the Nidahas Trophy T20 tournament. And Abu Hidar was not out on naught. And looking at the bowling, look at the bowling from Washington Sundar. I mean, one has been saying that this bloke has been bowling superbly with his right arm off spin. He has been really turning the ball, and he has been making life difficult for every opposition batsman. His figures: 4 overs, no maiden, 22 runs and 3 wickets, and a very prime prospect, I think, as far as spin bowling is concerned for India. Mohammad Sirat, 4 overs, 1 for 50, was slammed today. Shardul Thakur, 4 overs, 1 for 37. Yuzvendra Chahal did his bit in the normal manner, 4 overs, 1 for 21, and Vijay Shankar bowled 4 overs for 28. And one knew that Rohit Sharma, the Indian captain who walked into form, was named man of the match. So the Indians, as I said, into the finals, and they will be awaiting the Friday game, which will be a knockout affair. It will decide whether host Sri Lanka or it would be Bangladesh who will be making it to the finals to meet India, as India have already booked their place in the finals of the Nidahas Trophy. So India definitely require a lot of commendation with a really half-strength team here in Sri Lanka. Their experiment so far has really proved very rich, and now they would only feel that they have just that one step to glory if they could actually beat the whichever team comes into the finals and pick up the Nidahas Trophy. And if India does that, that will say that India definitely has a lot of reserve talent in store. Well done, India. Now let's talk about as I said, the New Zealand have never hosted a day-night match with a pink ball, and they would be making history at Eden Park in Auckland when New Zealand and England play in the first test match of the series. So for that, just to get some practice, they decided that they would have a sort of a tour match here for 2 days, and the match it is happening between New Zealand 11 versus England, and it was played at Seddon Park in Hamilton. So New Zealand 11 actually with the pink ball, they had their almost a full strength, a good team which was really out there at the center. Jeet Rawal, the opener, was retired hurt for 7 with 1 boundary. Tom Latham not out on 10 with 1 boundary. Guptill made 2. LBW bowled Anderson. It was good to see Anderson bowl very well. Henry Nicholson not on 14. But look at Tom Blundell. Grandholm was out for 4. But Blundell was totally really showing that he was able to play the pink ball very well, as he hit 131 with 21 fours. And then Kyle Jamieson came there and hit 101 of 111 balls, 16 fours and 2 sixes. A very impressive knock at that. Kugelan made 45, 4 fours, 4 6, and Bracewell made 34. The bowling, if you look at it, Anderson had 4 for 56, 2 for 80 for Mark Wood, 1 wicket apiece to Stuart Broad and Moeen Ali. And as I said, it was just a sort of an experimentation match which they are playing, but nevertheless there was something in it. Probably New Zealand and England wanted to get the feel of the pink ball under lights, and as I said, it was like a sort of a dress rehearsal. So basically, as I said, the first day-night test match will be enacted at the Eden Park in Auckland, the first test match of the series between New Zealand and England. So that is as far as this match is concerned. Now let's have a look at the Pakistan Super League, where today the match was between the Lahore Qalandars versus the Quetta Gladiators. Lahore Qalandars, as you know, we has Brendan McCullum in the mix, as you all know. But today it was the scorching batting of Fakhar Zaman from the Lahore Qalandars. He totally, I would say, manhandled the Quetta Gladiators bowlers in making 94 runs of just 50 deliveries with 9 fours and 6 superb sixes. I mean, as you know, Fakhar Zaman packs a lot of power and punch in his strokes, and when he swings hard, especially when he swings down the leg side, I've seen that he packs enormous power, and Fakhar Zaman really played a real blinder there. 94 of just 50 deliveries, 9 fours and 6 sixes. Anton Davicic contributed 18 of 17, 2 fours, 1 6. Aga Salman 1. Brendan McCullum failed with the bat, out for 5. But look at the lower order where this wicketkeeper batsman Gulresh Sadaf showed some real power hitting with an unbeaten 42 of 27 deliveries, 3 fours and 2 sixes. Sunil Narine making 20 of 14 at the end, not out, with 2 fours and 1 6. But what was very surprising with Fakhar Zaman, the score was 73 for 3 when Brendan McCullum departed, but Fakhar Zaman really slammed the bowling. I mean, Fakhar Zaman and Gulresh Sadaf were simply, I would say, murdering the Quetta Gladiators bowlers. Anwar Ali, 4 overs, 1 for 24, bowled well. Watson, 4 overs, disappeared for 50. Rahat Ali was the one who received the maximum treatment. 4 overs, 1 for 51. Mir Hamza, 1 for 34. Mohammad Nawaz, 3 overs, none for 22. Hassan Khan, 1 for 3. And Fakhar Zaman's innings got Lahore Qalandars to 186 for 4, which was a very formidable target. And Quetta Gladiators, well, they definitely had, I would say, the richest of batsmen, in the sense Jason Roy was back. So Jason Roy definitely made his presence felt in the team when he hit a quick fire 36 of 26 deliveries, 2 fours and 3 sixes. Watson was out for 12 to the bowling of Shaheen Shah Afridi. Kevin Peterson was clean bowled by Sunil Narine for 11 for 8 balls with 1 6. Ramiz Raja, 2. Caught Fakhar Zaman, bowled Yasir Shah for 7. Really Rizzo slapped 5 sixes in an adorable knock of 42 of just 22 deliveries before being clean bowled by Mitchell McClenaghan. Anwar Ali 4. Sarfraz Ahmed did his bit, tried to see whether he could take the Quetta Gladiators to victory, but in the end it was Lahore Qalandars victorious and the Quetta Gladiators were toppled. Sarfraz Ahmed was not out 28 of 19, 2 fours, 1 6. Mohammad Nawaz not out of 19, 21, 1 4, 1 6. Sohail Khan, 4 overs, none for 30. Sunil Narine did a wonderful job, 4 overs, 2 for 22. Yasir Shah, 4 overs, 2 for 35. McClenaghan, 143. And Shaheen Shah Afridi, 4 overs, 1 for 37. And Fakhar Zaman, for that blinder of a knock, took away the man of the match. Well, dear fans and subscribers, a real pleasure bringing you this daily cricket show of mine today. Hope you all enjoyed it. And with more to come on Cricket Happenings show tomorrow, it's good night from here.